Good morning. Office hours in session. Let's talk about street cred. What gives me the ability to give you any kind of insightful advice? I'm old. I'm old enough to be someone's grandmother. See the neck? The neck shows the old. I really should do something about that, but you can see like the sun damage there. It's kind of annoying. Anyway, beyond that, I've had lots of jobs. So in all seriousness, I started my career as a career counselor at Lester B. Pearson High School up in Northeast Calgary. I was 24 years old. And I had this classroom full of incredible kids, and they'd come in and tell me sort of their dreams and their aspirations, and we'd try to work our way through, you know, what it was that they might want to do. And sometimes kids had no idea because, hey, we're kids. And I was a kid, and I had no idea. So I thought, well, I'll apply to law school. So I applied to law school, went to law school. Law school was great, loved it. It was like a game, perfectly suited to my ADHD because, you know, you give me a 100% final, crush it. Assignments, don't love. So went on then and articled out in Vancouver. So I was at a big firm out in Vancouver where you really get to know all of the office politics. And this is, again, guys, like over 24 years ago. Oh, yes, it was a long time ago. And so the days of like, let's just say it was the time where you could do anything. Sexual harassment, abuse, yelling, book throwing, you name it. It was all there. We got to experience all of it. It was such a fun time. Anyway, left that, ended up coming back to Calgary, got married, had a baby. Actually, I did that on the inverse. We did it the wrong way around, but so be it. She's fabulous, by the way. And so now I was a mom at home trying to figure out my career. Got a job at a film company, so I was in-house counsel there. I worked with lots of people who were, some were the loveliest humans on the face of the planet. Some were clinically insane. And did about $250 million in production when I was working with that team. Phenomenal. Got pregnant, had another baby. And then I went on and actually became a recruiter. So I did a lot of legal recruiting. So I placed a lot of lawyers in jobs. A lot of that job involved listening to lawyers tell me how much they hated their jobs, which was also quite insightful. I ended up leaving that job because my nanny at the time's husband was killed by a drunk driver. And my boss refused to allow me to work remotely. So I had to move out of that position. And then I requalified for law, went back into a small practice, worked in a small practice for a while. Then I left that after a bit and ended up getting my real estate license, I think it was, when my kids were like 10. Then I founded a real estate brokerage. So Charles Real Estate was the real estate brokerage that I founded. Then I got heavily involved in community activism after a flood. And decided that I needed to advocate for there to be a dam built around my city because, it really shouldn't be, when you build a city at the confluence of two rivers, it shouldn't be wiped out by, just natural nature, river floodings. Rivers flood. That's what they do. So I led a community charge for about 18 months on that, and then ended up becoming executive director of the Premier's office under the late Jim Prentice, who was the Premier of Alberta for a while. So it was like being in a sort of a chief of staff type of role. And that was a phenomenal job. Phenomenal. Left that because we lost an election and went back to real estate, which is a lot of psychology and dealing with people and their businesses and their lives and where they want to live and their finances. And shortly after that, I decided to start Sophie Grace, which is my current project, where I make workwear for women who are in professional roles. And so kind of my obsession is, how do we make lives easier for women at work? And we do that by giving them really simple, easy mix and match outfits that are super comfortable for the day. So that is, that's kind of the rundown of my street cred. So I feel like I've dealt with a lot of stuff. And a lot of people call me and a lot of people ask me for advice on things, whether it's about starting their own business or it's about navigating the workplace or it's about how do you succeed, as how do you make partnership, own the client. And let's just get right to this. Own the client. I don't care what profession you're in. You own the client, you're indispensable. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, this is my little run. I do have a few of these like things that are super hardcore. So send me your work questions. I am very happy to answer them. Some of the answers may not be politically correct. At the base of it, I would say I am a pragmatist over anything else. I think especially women probably sometimes need to learn to take care of themselves rather than necessarily do what is perhaps what everybody else may want them to do in a certain role. But again, it's situation by situation. So shoot me all your questions. Let's work our way through some of these problems and let's make work easier, more fun, or at least get you sort of in the vibe of it, right? Ciao!